All right, everyone. We are fortunate, blessed even, to get the opportunity to interview this brother who really, I would say, need no introduction. I get a chance to listen to much of his music over the week, from the mixtapes to what he has out right now. And I'm gonna tell you, it's been powerful. But I will take the opportunity to introduce this brother to our readers, our followers. This brother is Dae Lee. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you, Kerry?
Doing great. Definitely appreciate you spending time with us today here at Urban Tymes Music Magazine. I again emphasize, got a chance to listen to much of your music over the period of several weeks. Got a chance to connect with several individuals and talk about you, and it's been phenomenal. Your work is very progressive. It's just very progressive.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I wonder who those people are you've been talking to.
Well, that's the thing, because if people are talking good about you, man, that says a lot about your work. For years you've done a series of mixtapes, and they were well received and just loved by a lot of people. But my question is, did that prepare you for what you're going through right now in your music career?
Oh, for sure, man. Whether you want to recognize it or not, man, every opportunity, every step prepares you for the next. So I definitely see it, all the mixtapes and all the EPs preparing me for, releasing my album, Reflect, as well as the new music I'm about to release in the coming months. And, as I like to say, you may not be at the top of your game at the moment, but if you take this moment seriously, it'll allow you to continue to progress upward and upward. So I'm excited for what's coming, man.
That's good to hear. That's very good. Well, check this out. Your music, back to that, it inspires a lot of listeners. And, music, of course, changes the thought process. And I know that's very important to you, but share with our readers why that's so important to you.
Well, as far as why music is important, or just the thought process behind it.
Yeah, why is it important to you that music is that tool that changes people's feelings, their thought processes?
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, and I guess I shared some of my own beginning story for me in music. Honestly, I wasn't into music until later in my teens. Like everybody, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't until my uncle was kind of like the only musically inclined person in my family, other than, I have two uncles, one who sings and one who's actually a music director. And after my basketball career in high school, he introduced me to music, and he allowed me to pretty much, I still have his keyboard he gave to me, and I just personally was just attached, and I couldn't get away from it. And really, the more you learn about music, you learn about how it taps into the brain, and how even rhythm plays into how you learn and things of that nature. But for me, it's just something I became addicted to, not just from a performance standpoint, but from how music can be used to communicate whatever it is you're trying to communicate. And that's really, honestly, one of the biggest things that makes me want to continue in it and get better at performing, and just how I write and deliver my music. Because, again, I don't think there's any platform better than music to communicate. So, yeah, it's very big for me. And, what you communicate, that's the big question. And I love to just focus on, communicating truths and communicating things that's going to make people better. That's all. That's definitely what I'm all about with music, man. But it's definitely a powerful tool, and even within my life, and I'm sure everyone who's listening can attest that, music is something that's a part of their life, whether they intentionally choose for it to be or not. So, yeah, that's definitely how I see music and how it plays a place in my life, man.
Powerful. Well, let's piggyback on that, because I know for a fact that your faith, you're a strong brother of faith, and I know
sure.
it's been remaining steadfast, and in spite of all this attention that you're getting right now, how have you been able to maintain that, keep that balance, between the fame versus being humble and faithful?
Well, I guess it's all about perspective, man. fame, quote unquote fame, is so minute when it comes to the grandness of what we get to be a part of here on the earth. You know what I mean? Just as a person, but also, you know, me as a child of God and a believer. In perspective, fame is like so minute, man. It's like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? So choosing to view it through that lens, I honestly, I can't, it's hard for me to seriously take myself and see it in a prideful manner, because I know everything I have, and the reason I choose to use it the way I do is because it's been given to me. So I can't take no credit in that, you know what I mean? So, it's kind of, what definitely keeps me grounded, as well as just humble when it comes to, you know, God has me here and he's given me things to say and music to make, but in the same way it was given, it can be taken away. And not to say in a negative way, but, you know, seasons come and seasons go. Right now may be a time for me to release music. You know, a year from now, that may not be the case. It may be a thing of, okay, you know, Dae-Lee, you need to spend more time with your family and invest in them. And, you know, I'm one to where I just want to be faithful with what God has given me and use my time wisely. So, you know, who knows what tomorrow is. I can't talk about tomorrow as if it's here. So that should, and it does keep me grounded and humble with whatever comes my way.
Okay. That's good. And I love the fact that you mentioned your family. Family is very important. You and I, you know, we were back and forth on Facebook, and, you know, I know that, you know, from a recent birthday that just occurred, happy belated birthday, to, you know, your time with your family. How have they been able to understand, you know, basically, you know, dad is dad, but, you know, then also, man, everybody loves dad. How have they been able to handle it, the fame?
Yeah, see, that's even the interesting thing. And I don't, again, yes, I understand the separation, if you want to call it that, but my girls know me as dad. You know what I mean? They know dad does music. Dad goes to work in the morning, things of that nature, but all of that is a part of who dad is. So really, like they're definitely enamored when they see daddy on stage or whatever, but, honestly, even when I look at them and whatever God has for them, I see it in the same way, to where, you know, whatever God gives you is only a part of who you are. It doesn't define you, and there shouldn't be okay, let me click the switch, I'm now a different person. It should be a part of who you are. So dad is dad. Yeah, dad happens to do music. Dad happens to perform, and they definitely like it. And I don't know, I'm trying to play it, I don't want to say safe, but, music is where giftings that God has given them, I allow that to happen in good time, but I'm definitely not trying to force it on them. And every once in a while, they'll come down to the studio like, okay, and they'll bop to the music or seem like they want to sing something or whatever. I'm like, okay, sure, we'll try. but I'm excited to see whatever gifting they have, man, whether that be in music or not. But again, I'm real big on, you know, it's only a piece of who I am, you know what I mean? But I love it, though. I think it's a great opportunity, honestly, to teach them to be really authentic in who God has created you to be, whatever that may be.
Good. Yeah, that's wonderful, especially when you get to see the kids. Sometimes you want to live vicariously through them, but then you also plant a seed, and whatever blossoms from it, you know you're going to be there to encourage it. So that's good, man. Thank you for saying that.
For sure. And I've seen the flip side of that, and like you said, living through your children, and I've seen some negative examples of that even in my own life with like my pops, and I don't think there's any malice in it, but, you know, it never, I haven't seen a case where it ends well, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's definitely a thing about, you know, I just want to be attentive and see whatever God has for them, and, you know, I want to invest in that and put them in position to flourish. So, which excites me, you know what I mean? I love my girls, and I just want to see the best for them.
Amen. Well, you've collaborated with a lot of artists. I mean, you know, you talk about your music, and you've done a lot of work with various artists. You know, on your latest project, you got Omega Sparks, and, you know, Ivy Love, and Chris Brown, and I mean, you can go on and on. I mean, you got some talent on there. I mean, how did you pull that off?
Relationships, man. Relationships. And again, it's crazy. Even if anybody you look at, whether it's in the entertainment realm or sports or whatever, they've been spending years working at their craft. And that's the same with me, to where throughout the years I've just built relationships on various levels to where, one of my first major productions was producing for The Truth and for the Faith album, which was nominated for a Grammy, won a Stellar, won a Dove Award. And I remember, honestly, I think it was his road manager and me as a younger artist and a producer. I was like, I'm in Charlotte and I'm trying to find some people to work with, some talented singers, musicians, and I can't seem to find them. And he's like, they there. You just have to create those relationships, you know what I mean? And seriously, throughout the years, I've just come in contact with these quality people and artists. It may not have been on the music side of things. It may just have been, hey, this is a friend of a friend. But just to see now how many talented artists that I have relationships with and that I can pull upon, be it KJ Scriven, again, that was a relationship through honestly going to a concert and building a relationship with the artist he's opening up for, to Chris Brown of Elevation Worship. That was years of collaborating with that church, adding whether it was rap verses or spoken words to their worship service. Who else? Omega Sparks is an old friend here, man. We've done concerts together and stuff like that. Aji Love, she's crazy talented young singer songwriter that we've done music together. She's actually on tour with Fantasia right now, so yes, her talent is definitely there. But yeah, man, it's just relationships, and I feel like a lot of your best work comes from just those relationships rather than, this is a crazy talented artist, across the world. And some stuff happens like that. Let's just give him a call and see if he'll hop on this track or she'll hop on this track. Sometimes it happens like that, but I feel like a lot of my best songs come from, I have a relationship with them and we can connect and we can be on the same page when we create this song. So that's kind of how a lot of that happens, man. And I was definitely very intentional with my album, just with who I collaborated with and just making sure the diversity was there. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's how a lot of those connections happen, just through relationships throughout the years, bro.
Okay. Relationships. That's what's up. Okay, Sam, you heard that. Relationships. You got to build relationships. All right?
Indeed. And not relationships for the sake of they may benefit me, just relationships for the sake of being a good friend or a good person and just want to steward relationships well.
I like that. Yeah. We don't have to emphasize that to the masses. You got to develop strong relationships as friendships. That's what's up. So, final question, and I know this is going to be a no-brainer for you, and I can't wait for you to answer it myself because I was thinking about it as I was preparing for this day. But with your project that you have, why the title Reflect?
All right. So, and even the title spans years. So, years ago, the manager for The Truth, who I'm still a great friend with, she encouraged me just to create a mission statement for who I was as an artist and as a producer. And just giving that some thought, and at that time, I was being mentored by a guy, older guy here in Charlotte, named Vic Gregory, and he mentored me, discipled me, and things of that nature, and out of a lot of our conversations, kept mentioning just how my life should reflect that of Christ. And through those conversations, and even my personality, I'm more of an introvert naturally. Being on the stage is not natural to me. That's something I've learned and I've polished. I'm more of a play the background type guy. And I've always thought early on when I was performing, like, if only it was okay to perform behind a curtain, I would be great. I would be set. You know what I mean? And I was like, of course that's not how it works. But
right.
In thinking about all that throughout the years is like, okay, my mission statement is I'm a reflection, not a distraction. And it's putting together the fact of, okay, I don't want people to see me. I don't want to draw attention to myself. And also I want them to know who I reflect through, one, the lyrics of my music as well as my lifestyle and the actions. You know, I want them to be blinded by the one that I do reflect. So that's where reflect came from. We just picking out that word of reflect from my mission statement of I'm a reflection, not a distraction. And I guess just even within that, it was something that's really heavy on me right now and that really inspires everything I do musically is the fact that as a culture within the United States you see in the news and stuff, like we're struggling when it comes to equal rights and racial issues and things of that nature, just culturally, but even more so within the church, you know what I mean? It's definitely unspoken to where you have your black church over here, you have your white church over here, you have your progressive, rocker church over here, you have your hymn singing church over here. And again, this is not just a religious or church thing. This is a world thing. And just through, I guess, the path God has taken me from Norfolk, Virginia, where I am, inner city, all black neighborhood, pretty diverse high school, and then taking me to South Charlotte, which is majority white, going to a white church and things of that nature. He really just opened my eyes to the fact of, if God created all of these cultures, ethnicities, and things of that nature, and he wants us to be one, we are definitely not doing that here on earth, you know what I mean? So I wanted to create something with the music that was diverse, brought together the best of all these different cultures, these different sounds. So you'll hear, orchestration string-wise along with some trap beats, you know what I mean? Or you'll hear some electric guitar with some boom bap hip hop type beat to it, you know what I mean? And also having, somebody like Chris Brown, which is more of a contemporary Christian worshipy type voice on, a song that has a rapper with it. So it was just a merging of, okay, let's bring this all together. Because, if we believe that, God is love, love isn't segmented. Love is something that brings people together and brings things together. So that's why I wanted, again, reflect. If I'm reflecting who Christ has called us to be, all of that should be together. So long answer to your question.
No, long, but very, 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 very good answer. I knew when I thought about it, I said, I know this is going to be powerful when he says it. And it was powerful. Hit the nail on the head. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, fam, y'all heard it first. All right, Dae, is there anything you got going on that we need to know, like, right now?
For sure, man. You do. So, Reflect was my album. I released that, I want to say it's going on a year to 2 years ago. Definitely check that out if you haven't. But I'm actually, through a lot of, last year was really just learn a ton on the business end, and how to really, I'll say, be faithful and be diligent in investing in my fan base. So what I've done and what you guys need to check out is I launched an app, a Dae Lee app. So it's available on the Apple platforms now. So your iPhone, just go to the App Store, type in Dae Lee, D-A-E, space L-E-E, and you'll see it. And the reason I created that is because I'm now starting to release new music directly to my fan base first. So I just released a new song called Royal. It's in the app. It's being released to the public tomorrow, but it's been in the app for 2 weeks, as well as I just released last week the music video for it. And the music video will not be out until 2 weeks from now. So the whole point in it is, one, to have an increased engagement and connection with my fans directly, because the illusion is that we're connecting with people on social media. And honestly, we can't do that because of how social media is built. And again, as fans, you guys probably don't care about this, but as an artist, I know how valuable my relationship with you guys who enjoy my music and things of that nature is. But really, as an artist on Instagram, if I have, let's throw out a number, if I have 10,000 fans or people who like my page on Instagram, the system is built to where if I post something, I can only reach a little less than 10% of those 10,000 people. So at the most, 1,000 10,000 people will actually see that. And from a business standpoint and from a, you know, actually caring about the relationships of the 10,000 people, that don't make sense to me. So this app is a way for me to reach 100% of the people who said that they dig the music, they're down with the vision of what I'm doing. This is so I can reach you guys 100% of the time, as well as I can release the music directly to you guys who are supporting me first. Not investing all this time in Joe Blow on Instagram or Sally or whatever, but I want to give it first to you guys. So check out the app, Dae Lee in the Apple App Store. And again, every month I'm releasing new songs and new music videos. And again, I want to first give it to you guys.
That sounds wonderful. And then when we get to see you, we'll be back in Charlotte doing any work. You know, you got a tour coming up. We got to make sure we tell everybody.
Well, for sure. So I'm probably going to release once I release a couple more songs, so I'm looking at early fall, mid-fall. I'm actually planning some tour dates now. I'm hoping to jump on a tour with Travis Green. I'm hoping to pull some dates actually within the school system. There's a good friend of mine, Reggie Dabbs, who speaks in the school system like crazy and does an excellent job. So I may be doing some dates with him as well. So yeah, I'm putting all that together now, but again, all of that information will be within the app, so please download it. And here and there, I'll definitely be remaining connected via Instagram, but definitely not as much. So please stay connected with me. Check out the app. And, you know, I post other things as well. Music, videos, anything that I would post to Instagram, I'm giving it to the community first. As well as, you know, it gives me a way to actually send text messages to the fan base, voice messages directly to them. So it does a lot that social media can. And again, it just allows me to increase the engagement that I have with people who say they dig my music or want to connect with me.
Okay. Well, family, y'all heard it first. We're on here right now with Dae Lee. He's told us so much about what's going on with him in regards to his music, you know, his faith, the reason why he's doing his music, and also the reason why you should connect with him. I mean, he's being very progressive. He has actually an app that's available, so you can keep in touch. I don't know if there's any other artist that's doing that, so that means he really wants to connect with his fan base and his people. So, hey, check it out.
Yep.
Download it today.
Today.
That's what we like, today. Not yesterday,
sure.
But today. Well, man, we definitely appreciate you doing that, man.
Good stuff, indeed. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support.
All right. Well, y'all, you heard it first here on Urban Times Magazine, Music Magazine, our interview with Dae Lee. Stay tuned.
Yeah. When I pop up in the building and I'm walking in the spirit, all the haters start to clearing, cause the truth I know they hear it. Bold as a lion, him broad, man, fear it. Overturning all these tables, false labels, something serious. Flying off the handle, the system can't handle. A product of the father, the world can't dismantle. Primetime TV, go ahead, watch the scandal. Love affair.